Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and today I've got this cute little Tic Tac holder to share with you. And to make this you will need a piece of Pool Party card that measures 4 1/8 of an inch by 2 3/4 of an inch, and then I have already gone ahead and scored that at 1 3/4 of an inch and 2 3/8. So this fits the Tic Tacs that I have purchased in a pack of 4. Got one in there, one that I'm eating, and one ready for today's project. So these measure, just in case they're different in other markets, just under 2.5 inches by 1.5 by let's say 5/8. Okay, so mine is 1 3/4, 2 3/4 by 5/8 on there. Okay, so if your Tic Tacs are a different size, then obviously you will need to resize this piece here and all of the other bits, obviously. So I've forgotten my tear and tape, which isn't there. Okay, so I think I may have left my tear and tape at my friend Valerie's house when we did our class last week. So here's a brand new one. Right, so I'm going to use a little bit of tear and tape to hold my Tic Tacs in place on here. And I will use tear and tape to hold the ribbon in place. That's why I definitely needed to have it. Okay, but before we get to there, I want to get my piece of basic white card that is just marginally smaller than the front of the holder. So this measures 1 5/8 by 2 5/8, and I am going to just put the tiniest little bit of glue, tiny dab, on there, center that. Okay, and then I'm going to use the smallest circle die from the Stylish Shapes set. And my washi tape's got wound right the way around it. And I'm going to pop that down here so that we can see the Tic Tacs in the snowman's tummy. All right, so bring in my mini cut and emboss and pop that in there, and I'm just checking that that hasn't gone out of alignment in there, and I will roll that through and then back again, because it's going through 2 pieces of card, but it does it quite well. Okay, put that to the side again for now, but we will be using it again. Alright, so let me pop that off and pop that out. Okay, now that has gotten a little bit grubby, but that's okay. So I can take that off because my glue was there. My glue has just kept those 2 pieces together. Okay, so I'm just going to use an eraser just to take that off. My plates are not perfectly clean, so it transfers over. Right, so now I can stamp this with Pool Party and the little snow flurry from the set, and I'm just going to randomly do that around. a lot of that will get covered up with my little snowman anyway. Okay. Right, so happy with that. I now also want to stamp my snowman, of course I do. So this is just a scrap of basic white that is big enough for my snowman. There he is. I think I'm done with that now. And then I've got my snowman die. I've got a little pot with all my bits and bobs in here, trying to make it a little bit easier until I forgot about my tearing tape. Alright, so lining that up, make sure I've got that in place, and then let's just die cut that next. And then obviously I'm going to need to get that circle back and die cut the hole in his tummy. Okay, so we can put that to the side and then get that circle again. And I'm just lining that up. Actually got to take it down a little bit because the cutting line is in the middle, it's not on the outside there. So I'm going to put that down to the bottom there. And I can pop that back through. There we go. All right, so we have a holy snowman. Now I can get that tearing tape. Find the end. There we are. Okay, so tearing tape, I'm going to put a little bit just above the hole there. That's what it says on the tin. You can just tear it. And where's... You know, I really thought I was organised, but clearly not. Right. I'm going to take the backing off that. And then I've got this piece of polka dot trim ribbon. I need to just move that up a little bit. And I've got that roughly so that I can tie it. That's good. Then this one is going to go over. Just line that back up. So we've got our even margin around about, but most importantly we've got the hole lining up again. Okay. Then got our little snowman to put on. So tiny bit of glue on his hands. Oh, that's not tiny, Heather. And around this bottom edge here. Okay, so again, important bit, lining up that hole. And then he's in place. Now I forgot to colour his nose. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Right marker. Can't have a carrot nose without it being orange. There we go. Cool. Now, when I did this one, I stamped and die cut the hat, but I didn't like the fact that it had a white bit around the bottom, so I actually fussy cut that off. So I might just as well fussy cut it completely. But this time I have just die cut pour these things out of here. Put that back in, I don't need that. So I've done some die cutting with more of the Snowy Wonder dies. That cute little tree and the snowflake there, and I've just die cut his hat. And I'm going to find my lid for my glue before I get that in a mess. And then I am going to, forgotten what I was going to do. Honestly, I haven't been very well recently, and this is the first day I've actually managed to do anything in my craft room for quite a few days. And I'm just clearly not with it yet. Yes, so what I was going to do was add a little bit of detail to his hat with my light pool party stamp and blend. So I've got a ruler just because I can't draw a straight line to save my life. And I'm just going to add a little line across to define the brim of the hat. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of ink around the outside as well. Just a little bit of shading. Like that. And I said I couldn't draw a straight line to save my life, but I just tried it there. So there we go. I think that looks a little bit better. Just has a little bit more definition than chopping off that bottom bit as I did with that one. So he's got a dapper little hat. Let's just glue that in place. At a jaunty little angle. Yeah, I think that looks better. And then I'm going to put my Tic Tacs inside. Now I could put tearing tape to keep that ribbon right the way around there as well, but not going to bother. A little bit of tearing tape just to hold that in place, except I've got the tape on my finger. Oh dear, I maybe should have just stayed in bed today as well. Ah dear. If you're a regular to my channel, then you may already know that I have an autoimmune disease, so I am immune suppressed. The medication does a wonderful job to make sure that I can carry on with daily life and do all of the things that I want to do. However, it does mean that when bugs are going around, coughs, colds, flus, viruses, of any sort, I do tend to pick them up. And because my immune system is somewhat wayward, to say the least, it can have unusual effect. I have, you know, this, as you can hear, it's just a silly little cold, but I've been in bed for days with just no energy whatsoever, and my joints have flared up and all sorts of fun things. So yeah, and brain fog, see, can't even see it. It's just one of the weirdest things ever. Perfectly functioning adult most of the time, but not with brain fog. Right, so I'm going to add these little die cuts on here. And let me just get that little bit out of there now. I'm just being gentle with the glue on that. I'll put that one right to the edge there. And I'm going to put this one overlapping if I actually press that hard enough and get the glue to take. If you're new to my channel, honestly, I'm not always like this. Sometimes I know what I'm doing. And on this one, I'm just going to put the glue at the base there, because I don't really want it to go onto my Tic Tacs, but I can put a tiny, tiny little bit at the top there to hold it down. Okay, so there's no glue on that bit there for me to get sticky with. Now I did die cut a snowflake. Will it fit in? Do I want a white one or do I want a pool party one? It's a tight fit, let's just say that. Maybe not bother, Heather. Maybe less is more. Okay, yep, we'll do that. However, it needs bling. Everything needs bling. So I have these glossy dots. And for some reason I have lots of the pool party ones. So I'm just going to use... Did I get the sticky with that? Yes, I did. Big one up there. Medium one there. And a little one down here. Just like that. I think those are cute. I hope you agree. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, despite the forgetfulness, then please do click on that thumbs up. Give me a comment if you've got time. Love to read them. And if you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button. Click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, take care. Bye bye.